I'm Brian Hernandez with PMQ Pizza Magazine, and I'm always on one pizza adventure or another. When I got back to Oxford for my last adventure, I was diligent about creating some recipes of my own for my pizza diet. I joined a gym for the first time ever and started going every other day, but a trip to Ohio for a trade show put a stop to all that momentum. NAPIX, the North America Pizza and Ice Cream Show. Every year, pizza industry leaders come together for competitions, seminars, and good old-fashioned trade show wheeling and dealing. And every year, I have the privilege of coordinating competitions for the United States pizza team at the show. Since I was still on my pizza diet, I made sure to just eat pizza and not overindulge. I have my one slice, I can prove it, as my dinner. So this pizza should last me the rest of the 4 days. Hopefully, at least. But as I predicted, I hit a wall where the weight loss slowed down. This just meant I had to work harder for every pound. I had learned that UFC fighter Luke Zachrich owned a Mellow Mushroom in the area, and I figured a prize fighter would know a thing or two about cutting weight. Here, in New Albany, Ohio, I met up with General Manager Craig Brown.
Hey,
Hey, Craig. I guess these are the droids we're looking for, huh?
These are the droids you're looking for. I wasn't doing anything here.
No? Okay. Well, let's go on in.
Mellow Mushroom New Albany, come on in.
All right, appreciate it, Craig. Thanks.
The popular Mellow Mushroom chain is known for its free-spirited, quirky decor and hippie-influenced vibe. And, of course, delicious pizza. I sat down to get to know the people behind this particular Mellow Mushroom. So how did the family end up getting into the business? How many stores you guys have?
We got 3 stores now.
Okay.
The first one we opened was the Columbus store, and that opened up 6 years ago.
Okay.
And got into it from visiting the Mellow Mushroom down in Hilton Head, down in South Carolina, and we always wanted to open up restaurants and bars, and this kind of meshed well with both of those. And didn't know it was a franchise at the time, but looked into it, and next thing you know, 6 years later, we've got 3 Mellow Mushrooms in the Columbus, Ohio area.
So you guys were fans of the pizzeria first?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. When my parents lived in Hilton Head, and Colby actually found the place, and it was just one of those things that every time we would hit Hilton Head, basically. So whether it was in the summers or all of the different vacations that we'd go down and visit my parents, that was the first place that we would go to.
So how long have you been with the Zachrich brothers?
A little over 4 years now.
Okay, great. And is this everything it's been built up to be? Do you love it?
I love pizza. I love beer.
He's on camera, so he loves us right now too.
Yeah,
so.
these are the greatest 2 guys to work with ever. Yeah, I mean that's what it is, because I want these guys to, especially Luke, go worry about fighting. I told him that over a year ago when we talked about it. I said, I've got your store. You go fight.
Luke Zachrich, tell me a little bit about yourself. You were an MMA fighter, I believe?
Yeah, I mixed martial arts fighter. I'm currently with the UFC as a middleweight division. So.
And you were on season 7 of the Ultimate Fighter reality show, correct?
Yeah, a long time ago. There was the season with Forrest Griffin and Rampage Jackson, and a lot of good fighters come out of that season. So.
All right. So some of the best in the business were giving you pointers and training tips and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Who else was in that season? Who else did you end up working with on your team?
Some really famous people, as far as Mike Dolce's going on, and he's not fighting anymore, but he's one of the probably the #1 diet guru and nutritional guy in the industry. Tim Crater, Amir Sadala had won that season.
So even just being on the show in itself was very much a learning experience, kind of gleaning what you could from these guys.
It was really neat being around so many high caliber with the guys that were in the house, with the coaches that they brought in. But I was fortunate enough, I came from a really good training camp beforehand, so I was around multiple champions and very high level guys too. So it was just nice being able to mix it up and getting a little TV exposure at the same time too.
Right. Now this was all pre-pizza business?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were just solely a fighter at that point, not running a pizzeria or
I
anything?
was fighting 100%, of my time. That was my job at the time. I started training and fighting right when I was towards the end of my college, and I just decided to keep running with it.
I'm currently on this pizza diet, trying to tell the industry pizza is not bad for you. It's how you do it. as a guy who has to be fit and trim, working in a pizzeria, I mean, how does this kind of work together? Can you eat so much pizza or not enough pizza, but and kind of maintain your weight class?
Yeah, well,
your weight levels?
I follow, when I was in the store all the time, I mean, I didn't really pay attention to my diet too much.
Okay.
It was, not that I still trained and I was still, physically active and stuff, but I didn't have to watch my nutrition as much as I do now, which I would love to see this diet. I'm really intrigued by it. Nutritional stuff, like, I get really into that. But now I eat really, really clean for, 5 days, Monday through Friday, and then I'll take Saturday and just eat absolutely whatever I want. So I could go, park myself in a booth and have a couple pizzas throughout the day, and it wouldn't affect me.
Gotta have
it's
that
actually,
cheat day,
it's
right?
really good. So, and then, if I don't have a fight coming up, I might cheat on, Sunday too, or that 1 day or 2 day cheat day might turn into a week. It just depends on what I've got coming up.
After our conversation, Craig showed me around the kitchen and hooked me up with a pie.
What is this called?
This is the Mega Veggie.
Mega Veggie. So now this is, what are you putting on the corners?
This is the garlic
crust?
butter. We put garlic butter on all of our crust. We want your first bite and last bite to have Parmesan. So
Okay.
we parm the crust and then put one
And
in
then
the middle.
dash in the center. Oh, that's great. Okay. Very close to New York style, the large, big slices.
Oh, it's a meal.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna go dive right in on this. We got spinach.
That's gonna be hot, be careful.
Oh, that's the best way. I think it's beautiful. All the vegetables are still moist, but the bottom is definitely crispy, cooked all the way. That was one bite. I still got to get to the tomatoes and the rest of the olives. This is one where you can get several different tastes in each slice. And it's great. It's all healthy with all the vegetables and stuff like that. So this is something perfect for a pizza diet. Absolutely.
Ohio is often the test market for many restaurant chains, and it's not hard to see why. This state is sometimes called a near-perfect cross-section of America. And while I had been to the state many times, I had never made it to the restaurant of my native Ohioan friend, Jason Samosky, until now.
You weren't in pizza before. It just clicked in your head, I want to open a pizzeria. How did you discover pizza was your passion?
Well, I'm definitely a foodie. I love anything to do with food. And where I was, you couldn't get the pizza that we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I love creating stuff. And with pizza, it seemed like you could create a lot and try a lot of different things that weren't available.
Right.
So it kind of opened the door, for the idea. And you had more playroom, I think, with the pizzas.
Right. So it just kind of snuck in there gradually just from you wanting to discover new tastes for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Jason's recipes have won numerous culinary competitions with their taste, visual appeal, and attention to detail.
Oh, okay,
We
so
put
this is
down
in-house
here-
made guacamole?
Yeah.
Grab the chicken cheese.
My big thing is the visual. I guess
It's got
that's
good
what
color to it.
I've been known for. I picture my pizzas first before I even taste them.
All right, so now we got our black olives,
Got the
tomatoes,
red
guacamole,
onions.
artichokes, and add some red onions.
Feta cheese on top.
And this has got a great looking color
That's
to
the
it.
hardicado.
So we just put some garlic butter around the crust
Yep.
on that. It's a beautiful bake on that pizza too.
That is definitely Ohio.
Onions, black olives, and tomatoes. He was right. I was expecting with that much stuff on there to be a lot more punch in the face flavor, but it's very mild and it all blends well together. It's hard to describe when you can taste 5 different things going on in your mouth all at once, but sometimes it gets way too blended. Oh, and the after dinner aperitif.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But everything stands out on its own and it's not overwhelmed by anything else. This is some fantastic food.
What do you love about this area? What brought you here and made you stay here for so long?
It's funny. One time when I was young, I drove down through here, and I don't know what it was, just the look of it, of Valley City. I fell in love with it. And who would have known 20 years later I'd be living here, have a restaurant here, have a family. It's amazing. I mean, you have 2 restaurants, a diner, we have a wine shop, a general store. It's awesome. Town's amazing. The people are awesome, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And that's how many Ohioans feel about the Buckeye State. And why not? With its intersection of agriculture, industry, and entrepreneurship, maybe it really is the heart of America. Be sure to join us on the next installment of Adventures in Pizza as I lead the U.S. pizza team to Italy in search of gold at the World Pizza Championships. And be sure to follow my pizza diet adventure on the homepage of PMQ.com.